Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to talk on characteristics of software system. The second lecture of unit first. So, unit first name is software engineering concept. In this unit, this is the second lecture. Today I am going to be cover. The second lecture name is characteristics of software system. As per this BT syllabus, we have a subject code 1618504. This is the subject code of software engineering paper. So now we will start our session. So this is the content of our today lecture. In this lecture, I am going to be talk on the definition of software, then software product we are going to talk. I will also explain software product development life cycle. Then we will see evolution of software paradigms, and finally we can touch the characteristics of software. So we will see one by one all these topics in this today lecture. So what is software? We have a question, what is software? So software is a set of instructions to acquire inputs and to manipulate them to produce the desired outputs. Dear students, in another word we can say that software is a set of instructions, data or program used to operate computers and execute a specific task. This means software is a set of instructions which helps the computer to operate and perform the specific task. Now, in software, when we are going to talk, then we have a two division. One is called system software, another one is called application software. So system software, again, it's a program and routines. It says that it's a program and routines which help or required to run the computer. So that is called system software. But application software is all about, it's totally depends upon the requirement of the programmer or client. For example, I need to work on the MS Excel, then definitely I need to be install MS Office. So it's our requirement and I want to work on it. So I want to install this software. It's called third party software. So this is called application software. So system software and application software, these are the two broad category of the software. Now software product. When software made for a specific requirement, then we can call it as a software product. So any software if you made for any particular specific requirement, then we can say that it's a software product. Software engineering, as we know that it's a branch of engineering which associated with some principles, methods and procedure for the development of software product. Again, dear students, I am explaining you, software engineering is a branch of engineering which associated with some principles, procedures, methods for the development of software product. Then outcome of the software engineering is efficient and reliable software product. So what is the outcome of the software engineering concept we are using in the software development? To get the efficient and reliable software product. See here, dear students, this is a cyclic process. Software product is a cyclic process. We will get the requirement from the client. After getting the requirement, we will analyze on that Then again we can design based on the analyze or documentation. Then based on the design or architect, we are going to be put the things in the source code or coding. Then once the coding part will be done, then we are going for the testing. Once the testing will be done, then we are going to about to in the market, that is part of the deployment. And once the product will become in the market, then maintenance will be there and updates or upgradation will be there. So this is the cyclic process of the software product. I hope it is clear for you. Now this is a actual layout, we can say, for the software product. Here is a client will be give the request to the software developer. Then software developer accept the request from the client and put as a product plan. Then this product plan will be come to the QA department, that is called quality assurance department. Then they will check the product plan, and if any enhancement or bugs are there, they can do it, and then finally it become a Pakka plan and it will be released as a plan. Then the developer release the version of the software, which version we are going to be put this. Then this version will be going to become to the product feature review. Then finally, once the software product version will be released, then it will become for the review. Then who will going to review that? Expert domain. Those person who are very expert in that particular domain, they are going to be review the product, and finally the product will become to the market. So it's a what we can say that it's a 1-to-1 process. So one will do, then only the next will work on. So it's a 1-to-1 process. So this is the exact layout of the software product development. Now product development life cycle. So this is the complete life cycle. Based on this life cycle only, software product can be developed. So first part is testing, then sales support, deployment, technical support, maintenance, performance engineering. This is one part. So when we have any product or we are going to design any software product, definitely we need some training. Once we got the training, we can need some sales support. Then once the sales support will be done, then we are going to be put in the market by using the deployment. Then technical support we need for any technically issue is there, then we need for the technical support, and that is the part of the maintenance. Then performance engineering will be done. Then this part is called research, usability, prototyping, development, testing and documentation, and finally it's come to the porting. So this is exactly life cycle of the software product development. Based on this life cycle, our software product will be developed. I hope this layout or this development life cycle is clear for you. Now we are going to talk on the software evaluation. So how the software is evaluated. So the process of developing a software product using software engineering principles and method is called as a software evaluation. Dear students, again I am giving the proper definition of the software evaluation. The process of developing a software product using software engineering principle, methods and procedure is known as software evaluation. So software evaluation includes the initial development of a software and its maintenance and updates till the desired software product is developed, which satisfied the expected requirement of the client. So software evaluation includes the initial development of the software and its maintenance as well as updates. How long it will be go? Till desired software product is developed, which satisfy the expected requirements of the client. So again it's a cyclic process of the software evolution. We accept the change request. Based on the change request, again we are going to be analyzed, and then we are going to be release the plan, then update the software, then again the final product of the software will be released to the market or client. So that is again it's a cyclic process of the software evolution. Now software paradigms. So software paradigm refer to the method and steps which are taken while designing and developing the software. So software paradigms refer the method, steps or procedures which are taken while designing the software product. Now programming paradigm is a subset of the software design paradigm, and again software design paradigm is further subset of the software development paradigm. So don't be confused. Programming paradigm is a subset of software design paradigm, and again software design paradigm is a subset of software development paradigm. So when we are going to talk about the software development paradigm, then again this software development follow the software product development life cycle that already explained in the previous slide. So there are many methods we have for the software development, but now we have to check whether our software engineering paradigm where it is stand. So we have to check that in today's world where our software engineering paradigm stand, because we have many methods to propose and to develop the software. Now we have this three, can just have a look on this diagram. Then first one is called software design, then design programming, then software development, right? So we have to design the software. That means based on the requirement we are going to design, put in the layout, proper layout, then we are going to be put in the source code, and then finally we are going to test the development part, right? So this is called software paradigms. Now we are going to be see the characteristics of the software. Dear students, when we are going to talk about the characteristics of software, then we have three broad category of the software characteristics. That means software characteristics are classified into three broad category, that is called operational, transitional and maintenance. So this three category we are going to see one by one. Now operational ground, when we are going to talk about the operational category of the software characteristics, then in operational ground tells how our software is work in operation wise. So some of the parameters we are going to be see here which measure the operational characteristics of any particular software. First one is budget, that means cost. Next, usability, that means whether we are able to be use the software properly as we want. Sorry. Next, efficiency, within a minimum resource can our software will work out. Efficiency talks on time and resource. Correctness, that means our software is able to be produce the correct result. Functionality, then this is talks about the functions or features of the software. Dependability, can our software is trustworthy, we are able to be depend on the software. Security and safety, again we are going to talk on the security of the software. Can our software is secure, it is safe to use. So this parameters helps to measure the operational characteristics of any particular software. Now Transitional ground. Transitional ground talks about the movement of the software. That means I am using in this platform, this system, can the same software can be work in the other system. That means I am talking for the operating platform. Here is reflected as a operating system. So at present I am working with Windows 10. Now the same software I want to be work with Windows 7. Can it will be work out, or Unix or Linux operating system? If it will be work out, then we can say that this our software is really good based on transitional ground. Show some of the parameters here through which we are able to measure the transitional characteristics of any software. First one is called portability. Can our software be portable in nature? We can easily change the platform. Interoperability. We can able to be operate on any platform. Reusability and adaptability. We can easily reuse it, or our software can be easily adopt the changes what we are going to make it. So if it is this all parameter can be accepted by the software, then we can say that our software is really transitionally good. Next we have maintenance ground. Based on the maintenance ground, we are going to talk about the modularity, maintainability, flexibility or scalability. These are the parameters through which we are able to be measure the software, and we can say that our software maintenance is really one of the good, what to say, it's a parameter. So this is speak briefly about how will our software has the capability to maintain itself in ever-changing environment. That means when we are changing the platform or when we are changing the environment of the system, can our software can easily maintain? If it is good, if it is like, then we can say that our software having these parameters. That is called modularity, maintainability, flexibility or scalability. Our software is flexible in nature, can be used in any platform. Our software can be scaled in any platform. It doesn't matter. It can be changed the environment based on our environment. That means if you want to make any changes in the software, we can make a change without having any expert team. So that is called the maintenance part of software. Now characteristics of software we are going to see one by one here. Again, the functionality. Functionality talks about the performance of the software. So this functionality can be measured by certain parameter like suitability, accuracy, interoperability, compliance and security. So these are the parameters through which we are able to measure the functionality characteristics of a software. So functionality refers the degree of performance of the software, which talks about the performance of the software. Now reliability. Reliability talks about the capability of the software for the terms of maintenance. That means our software is reliable in nature, can be maintained for a long time, or it will be after a certain time it will start to give a problem. So that is talk about the reliability. So this can be measured by help of three parameters like recoverability, fault tolerance or maturity. Whether our software is able to be tolerate, so that is comes under the fault tolerance. So that property can be described by the reliability characteristics of a software. Next we have efficiency. Efficiency talks about the ability of the software. That means within the minimum resource our software is able to work on. That again, efficiency talks on time and resource. So these are the two parameters through which we are able to be measure the efficiency of any particular software, in time or in resource. That means efficiency of a software can be measured in time period, in a particular time, whether our software will be work perfectly or how much time is required by the software to produce the output, or how much resource is needed. Resource in the terms of memory space, resource in the terms of RAM speed or configuration of the system, we can say. Next, usability. Usability extent to which the software can be used with easy then amount of effort to time required to learn. That means usability is one of the characteristics of the software which refers the comfortability, we can say that, how much easily we are able to use the software. Some software, before using, you have to learn, you have to give some time to understand the particular software, then only you are able to be use it. So that comes under that type of software. It doesn't having these facilities, usability. So usability reflect the how easy we are able to use the software. So we have a 3 parameters. Based on the 3 parameters, we are going to be see the usability of a software. First one is called understandability, learnability, and operability. So these are the 3 parameters through which we are able to measure the usability of the software. Now next we have a maintainability. Maintainability again talks about the performance or errors, how long we are able to be maintain our software, until how easily we are able to maintain it. Some software maintenance is really very difficult because whenever we want to make any changes, we are not able to do by ourselves. We have to call the expert person, and the expert person can only do any changes, and then only we are able to work on the software. So in that case, the maintenance of the software is very difficult. So maintainability talks about the performance and how easy we are able to be maintain it or modify the software if we need as per our requirement. So some of the certain parameters which helps to measure the maintainability of the software. So what are the parameters? Testability, stability, changeability, operability. So these are the parameters through which we are able to be measure the maintainability of the software. Now we have a portability. So our software must be portable in nature. That means if you want to change the platform of the software or environment of the software must be adapt to change on the other platform as per the requirement or our needs. That is called portability. So portability talks about the ability of the software to transfer from one environment to another without any changes or certain changes. So that is talks about the portability. So we have a 3 parameters through which we are able to be measure the portability characteristics of a software. So first one is called adaptability, installability, and replaceability. So these are the 3 parameters through which we are able to be measure the portability characteristics of a software. My dear students, I hope it is clear for you. Now we have this reference slide. I have given some link for you. So YouTube links are given here. Kindly go through this link. It will help you to acquire more knowledge on the particular topic. I have also given here some reference book for your better understanding. Please go through these books. Thank you. I hope this lecture is fruitful and useful for you. Thank you so much.